Guys, we need to say a prayer for Fousey. This man is filling a void in the content creation space, and you know, the reality is most people are mentally ill. Like, most people are. So it's like, you know, like in content creation, or at least, I mean, you have to understand, I think most people are mental. It doesn't mean people are. You have to understand, if you're talking to me, okay, I'm going off the notion that most people are mentally ill. Like, because that's what I think. I've always thought that. I mean, we can go back to what I am, like an amazing athlete, and so, like, that's how I think about whatever I'm saying. It goes off the notion of what I think, right? I think most people are mentally ill. Okay. So, and in the content creation, mentally ill sells. That's what sells. That's what people watch. And if they're already, like, mentally ill in their own life, it's just and obviously there's a lot of money in this game. So, Fousey, is a big driver for content creation. He wants to there's the big empty void in content creation. For people that are actually, like, saying real shit for people's lives. There's not a lot of that. It's all about money. People trying to sell their course, and and then in social media, which Fousey has, just getting impressions, getting getting views. That's the YouTube game, right? And that's what Yusuf has, and so it's just hard when that people just they're just trying to use you however they can, right? But it's like if I'm talking to Fousey, I'm saying you have to understand people. I mean, if you understand the game and it's all about getting views, right? You can understand why somebody would be trying to use you, just use you, because that's their way of of getting something out of this game, right? Because and still the reality is that YouTubers are not. They're still not. Like a celebrity in the sense that they're celebrated for what they do, right? You're not an athlete, you're not an actor, you're not a, it's like you're a YouTuber, you're a streamer, so it's like, what are you, what are you, what are you creating Um, you know, uh, the reality is you're creating. You have a lot more impact. You have a lot more impact on somebody's lives because it's like they're seeing you, right? They're seeing your personal life. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube, and then Fousey's like just a true OG who's not, obviously I just followed fitness, right? And um you can be a empty shell, right? Just being fit, you can still be rotten on the inside, right? So it's hard to say, and then you have like and you could be a female bodybuilder that I still want to fuck. You could look like that. But the reality is, once you go full into the game of bodybuilding, it 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 turns your demeanor masculine, and that's what that turns me off. I don't like a masculine demeanor for a woman. I'm not attracted to that. You know, you can be a bodybuilder. You can, like, as a female, and I still want to fuck you. But then if your demeanor turns masculine, then I don't want you anymore. Because there's something going on there. There's something mental that went off, and I'm like, that's not it for me. You know. So, you know. And I guess, man, I mean, this is all about Fousey. I can make a video about the Mike Van Wyck video. Yeah, but this is. I could probably just upload this to YouTube. I'm recording this, and I'm just gonna leave this. This is my style, But yeah, and Action Man tries to Action Man tries to do this type of thing. It doesn't work. This doesn't work for Action Man. He tries to, like, tell people but the reality is this doesn't work for anybody. Who does this? Who's able to turn this into a profitable, or into a platform that grows, that gets views. Like, they're turning this, like, people would want this. And the thing is, but what is Action Man doing? That would make him a practitioner of what he's saying, right? Because he would just be, he's just a hypocrite, He's not in shape. He's a drug addict, And this is the type of thing that does get views. Like, this is what gets views. So, and not everybody that's a total degenerate gets views, You can't just be Action Man and be a fucking loser like he is, and be a successful loser. There's not a lot of people doing that. Who's doing that? So, I mean, because he's entertaining, and so it's like, and the thing is, what I always say why I'm able to do this is just because I'm the best athlete, And when I say I'm the best athlete, I mean, the ability to actually get busy, you know, to actually produce an outcome, you know, in game 7, right? Or, you know, in the regular season. I mean, like as a player, you know, um, because people are just stuck on this athlete thing, like being Joel Embiid, right? Just being 7 feet, you know, because now we're talking about sports, right? And it's like you got to be, you know, are we going to talk about sports? You know, like the thing is, you know, I am the best athlete that you know, like, you know, that you know, uh, you know, I mean that's always a hard thing to say because famous athletes are famous, so a lot of people actually know professional athletes, right? Like when I say, "Do you know Mark Cuban?" Right? Do you know Mark Cuban? Right? Like who are we talking about? Strangers can only talk about someone mutual that they both know. That's the only thing strangers can talk about if they're talking like, do you know this person? Because if I'm talking to a stranger and being like, you know, somebody that I know, they're not gonna know who you're talking about. But if I'm talking to a stranger about Mark Cuban, you know, and how he's he's you know uh you know turning into a very odd, you know, person, taking a very odd route, you know, for a billionaire, uh, you know, you know, um, which we're not gonna even. I mean, that's my take on that. But I mean, the reality is, I'm talking about what, you know, I'm talking about what we are, you know, like how we communicate as human beings, you know, and how much everything's positive energy, and how Shark Tank hasn't really produced any big businesses. Like, do we know any world changing businesses that have come from Shark Tank? The only business I really know of that I fuck with is Zero Shoes, right? And you know, I wouldn't buy Zero Shoes now because there's so many options. Back in the day, there wasn't as many options. Now there's lots of barefoot shoes. You know, there's lots of barefoot shoes. So I wouldn't even buy Zero Shoes now. Um, but you know, they went on Shark Tank. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's other businesses, but look, they're not world changing. You know, they're not Tesla. You know, they're not, because you would hear about them. You know, you would hear about them. So that thing was just, Shark Tank was just, it was just all about entertainment, right? At the end of the day, you know, and uh, you know, the shrewd reality of business, but you know, that's what I say. You know, I wouldn't, I wouldn't, um, you know, I don't really respect anybody's game except Steph, and I lost a lot of respect for him for supporting Kamala. So I can't even be hyped. I can't be like as hyped on Steph anymore, you know, because I mean, uh, I don't know how you could vote for um, this administration after, they Barack was president for 8 years, right? 8 years. Then you had Trump for 4. Now you've had Biden for 4, and you want to keep putting Democrats in office. Um, Now, no, I can't. I lost a lot of respect for Steph, like a lot, you know. So he's still. I mean, as a player, that he just is what it is. He is that, right? But um, as far as me being like hyped on Steph, no, he just killed that for me. So you know, to keep putting Democrats in, like it's gonna be a one party system, like it's gonna be the Democrat Party is the is the they want to be the tyrants. They want to be tyrannical. That's what that says. If you have one party that's just getting elected every year, that would mean in the last 16 years we've had a non-Democrat. If Kamala were to get elected, that would be in 20 years. In 20 years. Because Obama, Trump, that would be, because in 4 years from now, it's been 16, but if she gets elected, and then obviously she's going to be in office for 4 years, that means out of 20 years, you've had our two-party system in America. You've had the other party, the independents, Republicans, whatever, because most people are independents, and then most people are Democrats, and then it's like 40% are Democrats, and then like 20%, 15-20% are Republicans, and then like 20%, 20-30% are independent. So we're gonna have the this is evil. This is evil. This is becoming. I mean, you can't say it's as evil as things that have already happened, right? But it's still. People say they want change. They're impatient for change. They want it, as ASAP. And you're gonna just keep Democrats in office, like, that's becoming a one party, a one party political system, which is not what America is. America is being able is the freedom to literally have two parties that are both powerful, So Mark Cuban has lost his mind. Steph Curry is evil, He's sold his soul to the devil, So yeah. So it's just so sad to see, just see how brainwashed, because like all these celebrities, they know that they have to pander to their Democrats, their Hollywood you know, Jewish, you know, they're Jewish people. They're Hollywood Jews, and because that's who their fans are, you know. And they care so much about selling their soul. That they care more about selling their soul than they do about doing what's right. Because I don't care how much you hate Trump. He's the only candidate. So it's literally if you're not voting for Trump, you're voting for, if you live in a swing state. In California it doesn't matter. But if you're in a swing state and you're not voting for Trump, then you're voting for Biden. And if you're voting for Biden, you're evil. You're voting for Kamala, then you're evil. You know? So I think that's about it for that.